The Nintendo Switch OLED, currently Nintendo's most powerful and the most advanced game console released. This thing is now reaching its 3-year-old generation mark, and I decided to do a review. So, let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Lemon Cupcake of VRInfinity, and welcome to the Nintendo Switch OLED review. This is a game console which I'm not used to reviewing, so wish me luck. The Nintendo Switch OLED was released in 2021 as a kind of like a semi-Switch Pro that never came out. It has upgrades over the regular Switch, but it still counts as the Nintendo Switch. I did make reviews of the second generation Nintendo Switch, also known as the red box device, and the Switch Lite, which I'll pin in the outro. This is the Switch OLED review. The Nintendo Switch OLED has two ways of playing, kind of three. So let's go one by one. Step one is the way I barely use it, which is called Tabletop Mode. Tabletop Mode is basically you just remove the Joy-Cons, you put it on the stand, and you can either hold the Joy-Cons separately, or you put the little controller straps to play them in mini controllers with your friend, or you slide them into a grip thingy and you play it like that. It's not really a third way of playing, it's just lazy mode, and I call it that. Sometimes I'm lazy. Open the kickstand, bam, slide the Joy-Cons out, put them in the charging grip, or the regular grip and just start playing. Not many games do support it, maybe one to switch in a few games, but it's basically just lazy mode. Now the two actual ways of playing, but before we go there, now let's give you some tech specs. The Nintendo Switch OLED comes with 4GB of RAM and 64GB storage, which is double what the other three Switches have. Still pathetically small, Nintendo, but 64 is more than 32. It has some upgrades, which I'll talk about in the future, but it comes with an OLED panel, which is 720p at 60Hz. So, those were the specs. It has a chip, I have no idea what it's called, it's so old, but I'll put like a little pop-up here, talking about it. Now for the actual stuff. Number two, the way you can play is Handheld Mode. Handheld Mode is Nintendo's first Steam Deck future-proofed glass ball design. Basically, it's a handheld game console that runs home console games. And I went into that. The Switch OLED has upgrades over the regular Switch to make it a great handheld console. It has a 7-inch OLED screen with smaller bezels, which is an improvement. It still has the same, like I said, 720p display, but it has thinner bezels, so it feels future-proof. On the back, we have a new redesigned stand. This stand goes all the way on the body, and it's a stand. You can open the thing and stand it. It's cool. It's much better than that pathetic little nub that the original Switch has, and better than the Switch Lite, which doesn't have a stand at all. I mostly use it as just standing it up when I'm lazy. I guess that's the point. On the back, we also have an SD card slot, which currently, at the time of recording, supports up to 1.5 terabytes. Maybe more in the future. So that's a lot of storage. It has speakers built in, a headphone jack built in, it charges at USB-C, and it supports Bluetooth. Something that the other two game consoles should use by now, not gonna lie. But that's all, I guess, that the Switch OLED has. There is one extra upgrade, which is in a dock. The dock has an Ethernet port on the back, which you could buy an accessory to plug into the old dock, but the new dock has it built in. So that's that. And it also has like a more rounded corners and wide box design, so it looks more modern. Not better, just modern. But one downgrade is The old Switch had like a weird door hinge thingy where you could just remove the thing, plug in the cables. Well, now just a separate piece, so when you do that, it just yeets off and goes everywhere. And it also is real difficult to plug in, so that's a downgrade. I don't use the Ethernet port, but whatever. Dock, just like the original dock, supports 1080p at 60 Hz maximum, but not a single Switch game can actually run that. Either it's 720p at 60 Hz or 1080p at 30. It's basically the dock throttles the Switch CPU, which is already very weak in the first place, to the point games will be worse or just stretched out. Most games just take the Switch handheld mode and just make it bigger, and then I'm telling you, everything looks blurry. Speaking of blurry, we also have the operating system, which is kind of like a skin of Android, and you can tell. It is just a bunch of tiles in the middle with a few buttons on the bottom, and if you have parental control with an orange pill. I don't need parental control, but I wanted to make my UI look a bit busier, so I just enabled it for no reason, so I have something on the home screen. Dumb. Just me. You have light mode and dark mode, but they're called dark themes and light themes in the themes category. I wish Nintendo actually did some effort in that, but nope. It's meant to run on the tablet itself, which is completely fine. But if you put it on the big screen, it looks blown up and blurry. So I guess, speaking of that, let's go to the truth. I mostly play with handheld mode only. I fell in love with that since the very beginning. I barely dock the Switch. And when I do, it's mostly for serious reasons. But most of the time, I have a little case and I have a thingy, and I just grab the Switch handheld and just on my bed downstairs when I travel. It's so handy to just get out the bag and play. While when it's docked, you need to turn the TV on, grab the Pro controller, play, whatever. So, what is the Nintendo Switch all about? It's in the name, Switch. So, you could switch around between the three modes we discussed by just easily sliding off the Joy-Cons off the rails and use them how you want. The Switch is very ergonomic, very flexible, so it doesn't care how and who and how you use the game platform, controller setup thingy, as long as you enjoy the games. So be your style. If you prefer to have the Joy-Cons empty like in your hand like this, you can do that. The regular grip, you can do that. Dock it all the time and have the Pro control, you can do that. Or like me, just having handheld mode, as long as you enjoy it. So the next thing I want to talk about is the games. So the Nintendo Switch is known to have amazing Nintendo games, as every previous console proven. So that's why I got the Switch back then, and I still use it. I buy it for the Nintendo games, which are just unbeatable on this device. Yes, I know you can get them on the PC, and you can emulate them and blah blah. I've been with Nintendo since I was a child. The least I could do is just give them money for the game. It's an experience that if you never played a Nintendo game in the past, try it. You'll be blown away by the quality. There's a lot of indie games on the platform, which are fine. I like indie games. Some very mediocre smaller games, which I could identify as mobile games a bit, but prettier. Games that would be easily imported to Apple Arcades. But not many AAA games. We have a few. Like Stray is a good example. That blew my mind when they announced Stray for the Switch. Like, the Switch can't handle them. So yeah, it's mostly for Nintendo and nothing more. And indie platforms if you like them. Games I played are like Splatoon 2, Animal Crossing New Horizon. I also played the Pokemon Sword and Shield and Violet games with their DLCs. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario 3D World, Mario Odyssey, Monopoly, Uno, Ultimate Chicken Wars, and a couple of more. Oh yeah, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I like Nintendo, if you can tell. But I'm honest. This is a review in my terms. The Nintendo Switch is absolutely on its last legs. It's dying. It's too old. It's too slow. If you really want to see how slow your Nintendo Switch is, open the eShop and just scroll for 2 minutes in the store for a game to buy. Or if you have Nintendo Line, just press the Nintendo Line button and the UI will just lag for like 20 seconds straight. Nintendo really needs to replace it, and conveniently next year, 2025, is when they're going to do that. So little bullet points: 7-inch OLED panel, thinner bezels, 64GB upgrade, Ethernet port on the dock, massive downgrade on the dock. Oh wait, the biggest thing, the Nintendo Switch has a glass display now. Which is weird to say, because Nintendo never had glass on any device it sold. I don't know why. Never did, now they do. Only the OLED. Should you still buy one in 2024? Nope. No. No. I do not recommend it. If you really, really badly want to play some Nintendo games, I just recommend just either wait for whatever half year Nintendo is, or just buy a Switch Lite. That's $200 instead of the $350, and you could use it as a secondary device. I still recommend the Switch Lite. Not the OLED. This thing is already more expensive than the regular Switch, which, just like the Valve Index, is not worth the money anymore. This is a bit more okayish, but no, not with hardware like that. Would you buy a new tablet full price when it's almost 8 years old without a successor? No. No one would. Well, this was my review. Thank you guys for watching my little review. I'm working on the podcast now with OCAP, but after that I'm gonna take a little break just to brainstorm about ideas. And by then I hope the summer is over, because recording in the summer is not fun. But I had fun making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you like what you saw, please subscribe below. Give a like if you enjoy it, good for the algorithm. And comment below for your stories about the Nintendo Switch from all 4 devices they sell. I want to say thank you for my 3 coffee followers who support me through everything. They are basically helping me make videos. If you like what you see, you can always go to coffee and give me 1 coffee or more. You can choose. And if you do that, you get some benefits. Like these people get this video before you guys. So if you want to see the videos before anyone else does, well, coffee me there. And here's my beautiful server boosters from OCAP's in my server. I just do it out of respect. This is Lemon Cupcake of VRInfinity. Signing out. Bye bye.